This morning we're talking with Congressman Ben Quayle, who joins us here at the table. Thank you for being here. I mean, it's an honor. I know you're always busy, and you spend most of your time in D.C., but you're back home for a week.
Yeah, we're back home for a district work period, and we can get out and talk to our constituents and have a bunch of meetings, so it's great. Great to be home.
So it's not really downtime.
Right, not downtime.
No, we're actually a lot even more busy here than we are in Washington, so it's great to be home, though.
How is it going? I mean, everybody wants to know. You're a freshman there in Washington. Was it everything you expected? What's the high? What are the lows?
It's been going well. You know, it's a lot of information that you have to take in. It's a steep learning curve, but we've been able to hit the ground running and really try to make an impact. I think the hardest thing is traveling back and forth and being away from your family during the week, because we come back on the weekends, and then every once in a while we'll have a district work period, but that's probably the toughest part of the job.
Well, let's jump right into the politics of the now, the debt ceiling that everyone's talking about. And I know that your staff gave me a quote from you this morning saying that you will not vote to raise the debt ceiling unless, of course, something comes along with it to cut down on spending. What needs to happen to get spending under control? Because a lot of people, yourself included, saying it's just nuts.
Well, I mean, that's what we're talking about. And, you know, there's been a lot of focus on actually hitting the debt ceiling, but we really have to focus on how we got there and what we need to do to make sure that we can rein in our federal government spending. And so that's what we're talking about. You know, Speaker Boehner has said for every dollar that we raise the debt ceiling, there should be more than that actually cut in spending. I think that that's one way to go about it. There's other spending caps that we've been talking about, balanced budget amendments. Those are all kind of on the table because we got to really look at our problem. And the marketplace, if we had just passed a clean debt ceiling vote, there would be a big backlash from the bond market, because then they're looking that we're not actually going to do anything to rein in our federal spending.
And you've taken some heat, of course, about your Medicare decision. Your decision, your plan is to give seniors vouchers to buy health insurance on the private market. Kind of answer those out there who criticize that plan.
It's not a voucher system. What the system that we proposed is something that will not affect those who are in or near retirement. But for those who are younger, we would actually put a premium support system, which is very similar to what members of Congress, if they take part of the federal health care program. And so this would allow those seniors down the line who are 55 now and younger to actually look in the private marketplace where we'd have an exchange and see what policy would be best for them. And then the federal government would actually subsidize it and pay directly to those private sector insurance companies. I think that's a great way to start to keep our costs going down. If we do nothing, then our Medicare will be bankrupt, and that is the biggest catastrophe that could happen.
One more question before we let you go. You're going to be coming back later in the show, but we're going to be talking about Donald Trump coming up in a minute. Again, he announced he's not going to run for president yesterday. What do you think about that? Do you think he really ever had any intention to run? And if he had, do you think that would have been good for the Republican Party?
I don't want to get inside his head. You know,
you got to get past the hair first.
But I don't know. I don't know if he ever really planned on running or not. But you know, I hope we will be able to get a real good field going forward and be able to put up somebody who can contend with the president in the next election.
Do you have an idea of who you'd like to see step in the ring right now?
You know, it's a little too early right now, and we're just going to see how it comes out. So it'll be interesting. It'll be. I think the Republicans will have a strong field, and we can pick from